Hi, I'm Travis of Science by Travis. This video here today is just to give you a quick rundown of what I sell in my store. I'm a 6th grade science teacher, and I teach physical science and earth science with a little bit of life science at the end of the year. I sell test worksheets, PowerPoints, journal activities, card sorts, all sorts of stuff. But mostly what I sell is material that goes into a science journal. And I've learned that over the years, of teaching and being a seller is that what I teach here in 6th grade is not really necessarily restricted to just 6th grade level. I've learned that there are teachers, depending on what state you're in, you may teach the same material that I do, but you may be a 7th grade teacher, or you may be a 5th grade teacher. The 8th grade teachers that I work with, they will actually come to me and get some of my material to use as review, because in 8th grade, that's when students in Texas take their state science exam, and so they like to use the material that they used to use as review. So to move on to what I've got, I'll show you some of my journals. This is my first journal when journals became mandatory to use, and I really didn't know how to use a journal or what to do, and so it ended up that year every student's journal, even my journal, didn't look very well. It didn't turn out very well. And then next year I got a little bit more into it, got a little bit more creative, and you can see the difference. And then around this time was when I started to get into Teachers Pay Teachers, and that kind of gave me a drive to create more and create better things. And the next year, here's my journal from 2014 to 2015. You can see the difference. A little bit more creative, a little bit more to use, and then here's last year's journal. And you can see that there's a big difference, or somewhat of a difference. I would say 90% of what's in here is stuff that I make and use, and the students seem to really like it, so it kind of gives me a motivation to do more. And so this year I actually was motivated to do a lot more. So here's this year's journal, and you can see the difference. Now, I would say most of what's taking up the space here is the card sorts, but even if the card sorts weren't in there, I'm sure this would be thicker than this. And you can see that's every year I try to make something more interesting, and you can see the difference. Just to give you a visual of some of the stuff that I have. Let me find a section, let's see, space, okay? Space is good. Students always like that. So here's one of the big fold-outs that I have students do, and what they have to do is they have to research, usually what I do is I present a PowerPoint and videos, and as throughout the week, and we fill in the information for each planet as we watch the videos, or I lecture, or sometimes on some planets I let them get online and research what they need to find, and it folds out like this. This is actually 2 pieces of legal paper that folds out, or they put their information in, they cut it out, they glue it in, and it fits all onto one journal page. Makes their notes all compact and organized, so they don't have to look through their journal on multiple pages. Here's one of the labs that they do. This is a solar system in the hallway lab. They always have to do a write-up, purpose, introduction, materials, procedures, and then they have their outline where they can put their data, and then they have their questions. And the students really like this one because they get to go out in the hallway. And here is one of the card sorts, and the card sort is something that it's kind of like a game, I guess. They lay out a planet card and they have to match up a card that has unique features and another card that has numerical features like their distance from the sun, their diameter, their mass, and then they have to match up a card that's either inner planet or outer planet or terrestrial or gas giant. And they can work that card system from multiple directions. They don't have to start out with a planet card. But it's really fun for them, and they seem to get the concept a lot better, rather than just taking notes. But I do think notes are necessary because they need to have something to look back on. Now, something like this, if I had my students do this, I have like 100 students. So if I had them do this, it would take 5 days, 5 class periods worth to make something like this, because there's quite a few students that are unmotivated to work. So this would be better for students that are maybe pre-AP students. This would be good for a lower level student that needs a personalized card sort to take home and help them out to study. But since it's kind of all over the place with who's going to like it, who's not going to like it, that's as far as making it anyway. I make these class sets and put them into a big bag and put them into little sandwich baggies. And it's already done for the students. They just have to open it up and mix it up and then start matching up their cards. And they really, I think my students like it better like this rather than in the, if they had to make it in their journal. But it's a really good activity. Let's see. Here's one of the ones that students really like because they get to color and take notes also, and it makes a really nice display of the layers of the Earth. So here's the rock cycle card sort. Let's see. All right, here's probably the most popular one that I've got. It's the plate boundary activity. They have to do quite a bit of cutting and gluing, but in the end, they really like it because it makes a really nice display of the information that they have to learn. And so it really sticks to their memory. Anyway, so there's a whole lot more, as you can see. I just hope you, when you check it out, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it, and I hope to see you at my store. And that's about it. Thanks. Bye.